Robert Kiyosaki.
I was one of the fortunate few growing up. Unlike much of the rest of the world, people who have been told to save their pennies and invest in mutual funds, my parents taught me to invest in real estate and business. My father had a printing business, and my mother handled their real estate portfolio. So it was natural that once I had received my education, both formal and work-related, I opened my own business. I had a lot of education before I finally opened my own business, a master's degree in professional accounting, 13 years of experience with international accounting firms, as well as experience as the in-house tax advisor to a Fortune 1000 company. I was a little slow to realize the power of business. When I started my accounting firm, I did it like most people. I worked all hours of the day and rarely took a vacation. When I did take a vacation, I still took calls from clients and colleagues. After all, business never rests, so why should I? Several years into my business, we had experienced significant growth, but I was still working day and night and never taking a real vacation. And outside of my business, I had no substantial assets. That's when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad and first met Robert Kiyosaki. He helped me realize that I was thinking about business all wrong. It was not about how hard I worked, but rather about how smart I worked. Like many of you, my first real experience with Robert was at a Rich Dad seminar. There I was, sitting next to my business partner, Ann Mathis, and her husband, Joe. Robert was talking about a subject near and dear to my heart, the tax benefits of real estate. Out of the blue, Robert asked me to come up to the front of the room to explain the tax benefits of depreciation, introducing me as his other accountant. I had come to learn about Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad only a few months earlier. One of my good friends, George Duck, had become the chief financial officer at Rich Dad and had introduced us. I'm not sure who was more nervous that first time I went on stage, Robert or me. Can you imagine putting an accountant on stage? Robert had no idea that I had spent my life teaching in one capacity or another, but he took the chance and put me up there anyway. This began a long and inspiring relationship between us, and it launched my journey toward financial freedom. I remember one of the first times Robert and I worked together. He used me as muscle. Robert had been asked by a reporter to give an interview for the business section of the Arizona Republic. The primary topic was how Robert could claim that he routinely received 40% returns on his investments. I went as the authoritative backup to Robert's ideas. Someone might not believe a marketing genius, that is, Robert, when he says he gets these levels of returns on his investments. But who wouldn't believe an accountant? When it comes to investing, numbers are everything, and who better to support the numbers than someone who spends his life documenting, reviewing, and analyzing them? That was one of the first opportunities I had to explain the benefits of the leverage that comes from real estate. Not long before, I had started my own real estate investing. You would think that with parents who were real estate investors, I would naturally become a real estate investor. I had even spent my career showing real estate investors and developers how to reduce their taxes. But I didn't actually begin investing in real estate until after the first time I played Robert's game, Cash Flow 101. The game had a powerful impact on me. I saw the power of leverage in real estate with my own eyes. The game was so powerful that the next day after playing the game, I called one of my clients who had been investing in real estate for several years and asked him to meet with me to show me how I could begin my own real estate investing. And then I began making serious changes to my business. My partner, Ann, a systems genius, created the systems, policies, and procedures in our firm so we could focus on running the business and not working in the business. It took a few years, but eventually we were able to step away from working for hourly professional fees and instead supervising and growing a business that worked without us. Now I can take 3 weeks off each year with no email or phone access, whether it's spending time in Hawaii with my sweetheart or taking a trip to the Chateau region of northern France with my son.